welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
And a very good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Listening on edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio. Thanks to those watching on YouTube and to those in the future listening to this on the podcast. We appreciate you as well. Matty, Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with you here. And Joaquin Gage in the Hangout again.
Yay!
It's been a while.
Here.
He's been doing a lot. He's been doing a lot for us in the mornings and all of that. And
You're the Swiss Army knife.
Absolutely. Tommy was this. Well, you're still Swiss Army knife here.
Yeah, but I'm rusty now.
But you were that guy for us at 1260.
Yeah, it was fun.
And now, but like you've got this show, you've got the oil stream, you've got pre and post, so you're locked in pretty well here.
Yeah, Hello Hockey coming back in.
Hello Hockey coming back.
Baby comes.
You've kind of now become someone. Just like, you and Milne, a little bit of the Swiss Army,
like fungus. Milne and I, The Last of Us. What was that? The mushrooms. We're like mushrooms.
Great show.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm looking forward to it. I've always liked Hernan. He always made me laugh. Loved the heat. Listening to him all the time with you, Tommy, on post game shows, losing his marbles, and no, it's so funny that something that I ran into Dusty years ago at Canadian Tire, and now it's. This is what it's become. It's absolutely.
You have a show.
Absolutely.
Second show.
Crazy. Yeah, second show. I think I've told the origin story, but I love origin stories. They're the best. But, when that first wave of cuts came through, and I called Dusty, hey, you still got a job? He goes, we're still here. And then I want to say it was like maybe 2-3 days later, he was like, Gager, I need a backup plan. Do you want to do a podcast with me? And he was already kind of dabbling. And then two guys at Little Brick started that. That's where Hernan, my goal was to try to make Hernan laugh because he was off camera all the time. Yeah. And you could hear in those early, if you go back and watch some of those hostage videos that we had for two guys, if I could make Hernan laugh and you'd hear him just bellow in the background there. But no, it'll be, I'm looking forward to it. Tuesday is going to be fun.
I forgot, like, two guys in a goalie, oil stream, Lock Shop. It all started, like, I know they started as podcasts, but how long ago that was. And then when we created this station, we just extended them into full-length shows. Yeah, that is a good origin story. And I do remember the Little Brick basement. But, like, that building was built, what, like 100 years ago?
Easily, yeah.
And I'm assuming that 100 years ago was it Riverdale, that was probably just like a storage basement, because it's like you can see the bricks that
you guys called it a bunker. I've never been there, but you guys were like, it's a bunker almost.
Basement. It would have been like a cellar basically back in the day, right?
Maybe, yeah. But they've converted the basement into a kitchen too, right? So
that's right.
That was who knows? Like back then, there was probably a family living upstairs and downstairs because there was a second door to get out as well.
And it's a bigger building. Like, and if it was a house back then, it would have been a really big house.
Really sweet spot.
Yes.
Like down in that area. It's a nice area of Edmonton.
Good food there too.
Great food. Yeah. Good coffee. Could go up there and grab one. I loved it. It was
neat. I remember there was one show I filled in. I can't remember if it was.
You did the Halloween show. That was hilarious.
Didn't we have like wear wigs or something?
Yeah. Was Dusty a like Teen Wolf or something like that?
I probably, knowing his affection for Michael J. Fox. But there was the one, because we had that one table, right? And then Hernan was across from us in this little basement cellar at Little Brick, and it was like me, you, Matt Cassian, and Chris Dingman in a 7-foot space. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
Tight.
Yeah, it was a little tight, but it was a fun show.
But Mac T came to do a show one time. Dinger was in there. I think Chimera came once.
He was hilarious.
He's great. Well, I've reached out to him for Hernan and my show. We'll get him on because he's a blast. There's no one more intense than Jason Chimera, which I coached with him at the Mac T Classic there, or against him. And at 0-1, they're doing a bunch of promo stuff, right? So actually, during coaching, Jay had Chimmer and I mic'd up, but we were coaching against each other. But we knew that we were quite vulgar towards. They couldn't hear us. But we were quite vulgar, I guess, when we were talking about what Chimmer was doing, because he was throwing certain players out. And I thought he was hiding minutes from other players that should have been. So it was I have to get the outtakes of that. It's what Jay told Jason Lee. He does all the video stuff for 0-1. He goes, I laughed so hard cutting that because you two were just ripping on each other. And I didn't know if you knew because you can't hear it.
Right.
So it's pretty funny, I guess.
I love Gager being here full time now.
He was doing other work in the boardroom.
He's got a nice little setup he's already created.
Yeah.
I've already dubbed him the second most technically savvy person in the office, and it's not even close. He's got a nice little projector that he's using as a second monitor, not just projecting stuff. It's a second monitor for him. He's all set to go with his work with K4 Financial. So
I can't work on one screen. Even
I'm with you.
Yeah. Have you looked at those like big, huge screens?
I need multiple screens.
Yeah,
because I've looked at, and I need to fully set it up in my office with the two that I have. But I've tried doing like the long one.
Yeah.
But I like moving a full window somewhere and extending and not having to adjust it.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of those you can't do that fully with. At 1260, I ended up having 3 monitors.
Nice.
You had 3?
I had 3. So because at one point I only had 2, but I had my laptop. And then I had 1 monitor, and then I convinced the engineers to give me a second monitor. So my laptop was in the middle, had that as 1 monitor.
Oh, right.
2 screens on the either side, so I had 3, and it was perfect. Emails were always on 1, so I could always see the emails coming in. I had the internet on the other, so I could do whatever I needed to, and the middle was just open for me to do things. It was the best, and I still have to replicate that setup for me here.
I mean, it makes it so much easier because so many times I have to look at one screen, and then I'm planning on it, and if I'm just clicking back, I hate it.
Copy and pasting. It's just so easy. Copy here, go over here, paste.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I remember the first...
Nerd alert.
Absolutely.
It'll change your life.
100%.
It'll change your life.
I try to just avoid being on my computer as much as possible.
I'm actually a little sad I don't get to sit behind that setup I put in there.
Great work, by the way.
Great work.
Because,
awesome.
having that, as I was looking, this is a monster. This is awesome. It should work better for everyone that's going to be there a little bit more. So he also has a side computer for the producer to do a little work now where it doesn't block you guys.
Yeah.
Which you guys are seeing, because naturally you guys should have a different feed, but with the system we have, it crashes, which is not great.
No, that's not great. That's a year 2 project.
But I will go, my favorite second monitor story, I have a small one, was at the old place. I shared an office with Lucas from Whale and the Wolf. He did work with us back in the day. And he wanted to get his monitor mounted on the wall. He wanted a second one, but specifically never turn it on. And he told the engineers, he's like, I want a second monitor, but I'm never going to go use it. He just wanted to have it, and he wanted it mounted. They never did it for him.
I wonder why. Don't give away your secret like that, Luke. The boys from Whale and the Wolf asked if we could replace their water dish in the back closet, congratulating us. So, no. And make sure you utilize all your piss jugs back there.
Although with that, so September 17th is the ESTs.
Yes.
There are no nominations to discuss. That is done, locked in. The emails will be going out soon to people in the Nasty Annual Club memberships to vote on it, and to all of you guys to vote on it as well.
Yes.
Nice.
But so that's October 17th. Tickets $10. Email me, Matt@EdmontonSportsTalk.com if you'd like your ticket. But then, Whale and the Wolf, get your ticket for this. October 19th, they are playing Jedfest 24. I don't know if it's pronounced anything. It's a festival that started in Calgary. Now it's coming to Edmonton.
Oh.
It's to honor Gord Downey and the music of hip. Funds go to the Alberta Cancer Society, as well as the Ben Stelter Fund.
That's at Barry Tees, isn't it?
Midway.
Yeah.
I remember Rick talking about it.
They're playing at Midway.
Is that Barry Tees?
Okay. They're playing Midway. Yeah. So go to midwaymusichall.com for tickets, and you could go check out Whale and the Wolf.
If it's your birthday, do you go for free?
Is your birthday October 19th? That's going into my phone.
Yeah, that's maybe I'll go see some Whale and the Wolf. I love the hip.
That'd be cool.
It'll be all right. It's a Saturday night too.
It's a Saturday night. I know.
Is there an Edmonton Oilers hockey match that night? Probably.
Oh, right.
I can't go.
They ruin my birthday all the time.
Joaquin
Usually
Gage
get
is
sent down.
October 19th. Let's check the schedule.
Gager's birthday.
Yeah, they play the Stars at 2 o'clock that day.
Oh, you
God.
Green light.
Yeah.
In Dallas, so it's an early start here.
Holy
That's a 1
smokes.
o'clock our time start. We're going to be
Wow.
off the air at like 5 or 6. Boom.
That'd be great.
The Latino Heat and I will be joining you. I still can't believe that Hernan and I are going to be on the pre and post game show together. Like that hasn't even sunk in. And him and I kind of like looked at each other. Good. Yeah. We haven't discussed anything. And I'm like, do you want to do Hernan's World again? And he's like, should we? I'm like, whatever you want. You do whatever you want. I'm looking forward to him just getting angry.
Are you?
Yes.
That means then the Oilers aren't doing great.
Yeah.
Well, he gets angry. I mean, his level of expectation, I feel like, has risen. And, like, even when he was with the Elks, he would always text me during post-game shows, and he would say stuff to me, and I'm like, oh, he is spicy. And I'm like, nah, so relax. They've won, like, 8 of their last 14. Like, they're doing fine, man. And he's like, oh, man, but I'm worried about those 3 regulation losses, and the 2 OT losses weren't good, man. It's like, nah, so they're fine. So I think he's going to pick up where he left off. And,
Perfect.
yeah, I'm still like, and yesterday we were in the meeting, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I don't even think you and I need to hammer anything out. We kind of just have it.
Yeah.
I hope I'm right, but we'll see.
Like an old pair of slippers. Just slide right
in.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked, I think he talked about a couple things that he wants to bring back. What we want to do is trying to feel out how it goes. I think the red light district will come back in some shape or form. And it'll be fun, man. It's a fun time. NFL, baseball playoffs, constant Oilers.
You're college football, baby.
College football.
College football this
F1,
weekend.
second half.
Oh, right. The first week.
It's week
Week
one.
one.
Week one of the NCAA season. We got through week 0 last week, and Miami takes on Florida. That's my team on Saturday at 1:30. My Cougs take on Portland State at 1 o'clock. I got those games. I actually don't even know what the big games are this weekend in college. LSU USC is going to be a big one.
Whoa,
Notre Dame Texas A&M. Dusty's Notre Dame taking on 20th ranked Texas A&M. That's going to be a fun one.
Is he allowed to play the fight song? Can he play that?
Go for the fight song. Also, there's actually the biggest match this weekend, worldwide. It's millions of, or I think it's a few 100 million watch this usually.
What?
Manchester United takes on Liverpool. It's the Matt Iwanyk versus Lieutenant Eric match.
Wow.
9 o'clock Sunday.
It really gets an audience of over 100 million?
Let me double check what the number is.
It's wild.
Because Manchester United and Liverpool are 2 of the top
clubs, yeah.
I want to say you could make the argument probably for 2 top 5 clubs in the world, maybe top 7.
I understand that, and
This is a
I know
heated
that.
rivalry.
But I didn't know it'd get like a
Liverpool
audience that big on TV.
Oh, yeah.
like worldwide, global.
Yeah, no, I know.
So there's a Guardian post that says about 500 million people watched this one.
Wow.
This one comes from 2002.
So
you probably look at 2015. They said about 700 million people worldwide tuned into their last match in March 2015. 700, yeah. So you're talking. I would say anywhere probably between 400 and 700 million people are going to watch Manchester United take on Liverpool whenever they play.
Yeah, I remember when I played in Sweden, like there's football in Sweden too that they watched, but they were, I would say these are just the guys that on my team, but they would always watch Premiership games. That was how they...
it is the best pro soccer league in the world, right?
The Premier League's number 1.
What would be 2? Spain? France?
There is a
Germany.
coefficient, that ranks it based on how the top teams do.
I think Italy has fallen off
Actually,
a
it's
little bit.
Italy and Germany are the top 2 of the coefficiency. But if you go by what most people say, I think you would say the argument would be England is the best because if you go 1 through 20, it's a lot harder than any of the other leagues.
Gotcha.
Through 20.
Gotcha.
And there's 20 teams in the leagues.
Plus
I think Spain would be
relegation.
number 2.
Spain number 2?
I would say because they've got Real Madrid, they got Barcelona. They've got the higher end teams. I think are just overall better. Although Italy has come back up with that. Germany, it's kind of really Bayern.
Bundesliga.
It's always been Bayern. Yeah.
It's Bayern. Dortmund's been there. We had Leverkusen last year who had the amazing season, but it's really Bayern for the most part.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say it'd probably go England, Spain. But England, like, it's when the top teams have to take on a bottom team. That's tough. Mm-hmm. When a top team of, like, Spain has to go on against a bottom team, that's just easy. Yeah. It's supposed to be. In England, it's not. That's what makes the Premier League hard.
Got it. Okay, I get it.
The Premier League's way more enjoyable to watch, too. There's not as much diving. It's true. They don't dive as much because the fans get on them.
Good.
A little bit too much.
I respect that.
So it's when you do watch the Italian league, you'd think there's like 20 snipers.
Watch your mouth. No, I'm just kidding. It is very true and sad.
It's tough.
Yeah, but when was the last time you watched an Italian match? Like Serie A?
I can't.
Come in my office this week.
Okay,
I'll find a match on. I've got my IPTV connected to my TV there. We'll find an Italian match. We'll watch an Italian.
It's tough to watch, man. Even the Deutsch League. It's
the German Bundesliga.
Yeah, it's terrible.
A couple comments in the nasty chat. One person, I know they said the idea of someone doing a full day, 12-hour day on EST. I do have 4 of 6 shows next week covered on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be the closest right off the bat to doing the 12.
Well, you're doing the Iron Man.
I'm the closest. Well, because I'll have Hangout, I'll have Lock Shop, I'll be on your guys' show with you guys, and I will be on Reed and Jay's show next week.
I did that at 1260 where I think I had like 3 or 4 shows and I was filling in, and I'm like, and I had a hit with Gager on his afternoon show.
At 1260, I booked a guest for, I think it might have been the night show that day, because then I was involved with every show. I did it once. I did something for every show that day.
When did they get rid of the night show, like Struddy's show?
Well, Struddy left and it went to Dean Millard.
But did Struddy come back and do it?
No, Millard, because Millard was let go, and Hernan, we kept Hernan.
There were cuts.
I want to say that was 2019.
Right. Yeah. God, those were the most enjoyable dog walks with Struddy.
Or was it 18?
At night, because everyone was just greased. That he would. I just remember the one line, and the guy, it was just muffled, and whoever, they just let him go for a good probably minute talking, and then Struddy came back on. Well, I don't know his name. Let's thank Dave from phoning in from the submarine. it was just.
Oh, I miss Struddy. We need to get him back on this show.
I have to text him.
He was in
September.
He was in the nasty chat this morning. What was the grapes thing this morning?
Smuggling grapes. Start that up.
That was him. I remember that.
He called out JMO.
JMO, yeah.
It wasn't his pants looks like he's smuggling grapes or something like that.
Wasn't it Scalding Hot Takes or something like that? He goes, he said something about JMO, and then he yelled like #smuggling grapes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's get him back on here.
Like, it was hilarious. He mentioned something about no one's pants are tighter at 1260 than JMO. #smuggling grapes.
God, I miss Struddy.
Oh, he's great. He was not. He sent me when he found out about the show. He sent me a nice little note saying, "Hey, congratulations."
Yeah, he's absolutely one of the good guys out there. And when people say that about him, it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Did you see him on Chicklets at all?
Nope.
A
Man,
little bit.
It was good, man. He looks good.
Yep. He's been doing a lot more TSN stuff too, which is great.
Who would have known that TSN radio there was talent out west?
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Look at you. You're on the broadcast too. Like.
Oh yeah. I'll fit in when Struddy's got the case of the sniffles.
I need to get an EST lapel pin just for you to put on.
Oh, I know.
When you do that show,
or just something like a tie,
like a signal.
Yeah.
A tie, an EST tie would be awesome.
Yeah,
I would love that.
That's good.
Calvin C. also saying, what show plays on TuneIn iHeart when there's 2 EST shows on at the same time? That is a very rare occurrence that will happen. The only time that would happen would be a battle between an Oilers pre-post and an Elks pre-post. Mm-hmm. The determining factor for me, usually I'll defer to the Oilers, but it also depends on like playoff situation.
Yeah.
If it's a green and gold West final versus the Oilers playing in November, we will go with green and gold dominating all of our airwaves.
We would have the audio stream plus YouTube.
Because we could do both on YouTube.
Right, and then
because we did that on Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Jay and I were just on YouTube for the post-game show for the Elks.
Oh.
And we did Oilers pregame on all of the platforms.
Right.
That was something we couldn't do at 1260 here. We could do all of it.
That's cool.
But that would be the determining factor. Naturally, I would lean towards the Oilers. But again, if there's a bigger game, like who's the bigger matchup in terms of
importance?
Yes.
Yeah. No,
that's where it comes down to.
Are you ready to roll again with pre and post?
Nope. Honestly, no. I don't want to go back to the rink. I think I know that the Young Stars Classic is September 13th to 16th out in Penticton. You know what's going to happen, Gager, is next week's going to happen. We're going to launch all the new shows, you and Hernan, Reed and Jay. Guys are going to start trickling into town, and then the itch comes back. But like as of today, no. Like I don't want to think about going to I just spent 3 of the last 4 weeks at a rink.
Oh gosh.
So
we're just past the two-month point of their last game.
Really?
Yes.
I'm June 26th.
I'm
crazy.
Today's the 29th.
hockeyed out right now.
You also spent a lot of time in the rink.
Yeah, no, that was listen.
I know, but
that
still.
was fun. But like, I'm like, oh, I'm at a rink. Like, oh, I have to put on like a hoodie. This sucks. What the hell's going on? My feet are killing me. And but it was good. That was a nice little taste. But we're kind of in that. I'm in a little mental place where it's like, no, don't worry about hockey. Not yet. But of course, the damn offer sheets and what's gonna happen and dry side. I'm like, oh God, I still have to pay attention. So. Next week, I think when we get going with the new shows, they'll be like, all right. And the weather changes. That always, I can tell it's like, oh, hockey season.
Yeah, this morning, taking the dog out around 6 this morning, it was like I was still in flip-flops. And of course, I walk on the ground, and it's very dewy.
And so you could tell it's imminent.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Monday's high is 31.
I know.
Nice.
Sunday's 29, Saturday's 26. So for the Labor Day weekends,
perfect.
We might still be having that fantastic.
We usually have a nice Labor Day
to
weekend.
That 31 though.
Bring it on! I remember my birthday. It's late September. There was like a 32-degree day not long ago. I was
last year we went from the 30s, and like 2 days later was snow.
Yeah,
we skipped fall. I think it was last year. We completely skipped fall. It was summer right till the end, and then boom, fall. We're going right into fall.
Last week in Calgary, actually. My first morning there, going to the rink, frost on the windshield.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had to hit the defrost.
It makes me so sad.
Yeah.
It really does. I don't want this to happen. But the benefit we get is all the sports are back.
Yeah.
So at least if we're stuck inside, there's
something
a lot to watch.
Yeah. Like NCAA, that's kicking off it started already.
Yeah. Week 0 happened last weekend.
I find it to be like we're in that sweet spot end of summer, beginning of fall, where things are picking up again. Hockey, obviously, like we mentioned, NCAA, NFL gets going this week. We're full bore with CFL. And baseball is starting to get into the important part of the season. Like, there's always going to be something on. So I always find, like, on a Saturday, if I'm up and I'm having a coffee and I'm just kind of putzing away doing stuff, an NCAA game on the background on my TV is, like, the perfect, like, white noise. And I'm like, I don't really care about Oregon, but let's see what's going on. Oh, what jerseys are they wearing?
Wake Forest taking on Georgia Tech or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, sure, why not?
It looks like they're having fun. I don't care.
I can't wait for the first hockey night in Canada on a Saturday, because usually the sun is still high, and it'll be like 5. The Leafs will be playing somebody, and but you just hear the jingle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I still hear the coach's corner jingle though all the time in between periods, even if they just played it and didn't have anything. I think they should still do it.
Yeah,
I miss that.
I think Oilers will be on that night too, because they play the Blackhawks 8:00 on that first Saturday of the NHL season.
Of course
Really?
they do.
They play a lot of Saturdays this year.
A lot of home
if you look
games
at
this month, or next month, pardon me.
If you look at
2 months from now.
the Saturdays, it's like Saturday, Oilers, off, Oilers. Like, they're loaded up on Saturdays this year.
Sundays were great, though, because it was, like, especially with Hello Hockey. So, like, it's a 6-day work week, basically, all hockey season. But Sunday, I knew. I'm like, all right, you can sleep in a little bit.
But doesn't Amazon, is it Prime have
Mondays?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Prime's got the Mondays, so anytime. And I think the Oilers only have 2 or 3 games on the Monday.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to watch the Oilers, it won't be on Sportsnet.
Really?
It won't be on Sportsnet West. You cannot find it there. You have to go to Amazon.
No way.
You need Amazon Prime for
got
it.
that.
Which I'm very looking forward to those games where people get all upset and then we have to, like, people yell at us. I'm like, what's going on? We have to,
The only time males will be happy that their wives have Amazon Prime.
I love Amazon Prime. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like it too, but you don't have a significant other using it
Thank
at
God.
a regular basis. Every time I come to the door, Tommy, there's a package.
Yeah.
Well, my whole family uses our parents' account. Just so we have the one family account.
Yeah.
I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she says we're all using it right now. I've ordered a couple things for EST.
Yeah.
My parents are using it. I guess my brother maybe has used something. My parents' stuff comes to my place just because we have the
You live like a
concierge and
block
stuff.
away. Yeah, the concierge.
So like I'm getting these every day. It's been coming home. There's packages. Today I had to look at one. I was like, is this one mine or is it my parents'?
My mother-in-law, they were always hesitant to buy stuff online, but now they're all in, and we actually call it now. Her name's Nana. It's Nanazon.
Nanazon.
She's got so much stuff, and even my father, he's built a bin so nothing gets stolen, so it gets dropped in and locks up and stuff like that. So
That's smart.
Yeah.
Is the porch pirates, like, that's a real thing,
I
obviously.
hate that. Isn't that brutal?
It's awful.
You see that stuff?
And it tells you how crappy some people are.
I've actually phoned in a couple people. Like again, on my dog walks, I've seen people run up and grab stuff and leave, and I've taken pictures of their license plate and sent it in. So.
Good.
Good for you. Good Samaritan Gager.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. There's a spot, I think, just out of town where you can go and it's like the returned Amazon stuff or something you can grab.
Really?
And they're all on cheaper or something. I believe
way.
so. I've always wanted to go and see what they kind of have and things like that.
It's like
I
Storage Wars.
texted in his setup, he has 14 screens, and by 14 I mean 3.
It's beautiful. Well, but he's used one for 2.
Oh.
That first one looks to be like he's double used it with like.
Yeah, look at that.
He uses that in a way where he has 2 different windows. So he's got probably like almost a 30-incher on the left, and then he's got the 2 screens up and down. That's awesome.
What do you think of the vertical, like switching it to vertical and doing that?
I don't think I'd like it.
I wanted to try it to see if I liked it or not, but it might be nice to when I'm reading things, like, well, I don't know.
DVD has a really nice setup with his second screen. He bought a little, I can't remember.
It's almost like
You know what I'm talking about. In the press box.
Yeah, it almost looks like a massive iPad, but it's just a monitor. Okay. And they're actually selling those a lot now because he bought that a few years ago.
Yeah.
It was like just off Amazon. And now everywhere, I was at Walmart and you could get them where it just plugs in USB-C.
Really?
USB-C to USB-C, and it's just like a portable monitor. So if you want to while you're on, like if Dusty's going to the airport, he could buy this, he'd put it on his laptop, plug that in, and he'd have 2 monitors. So it's very small to carry.
Exactly, and what he uses it for, and it's smart. I mean, we're lucky we have the TVs in the press box, and we have the big screen, obviously, on the Jumbotron. But he goes and he can rewind things, and we can see it before, and he'll be like, hey, look, and we can see if, there's an offside or.
Well, the TVs are like, I'm not, people aren't going to have sympathy
the TVs are great.
But they're higher up, so like you're looking up, you can't get close to it. With he could be like, his face could be right there looking at that close play.
And he can replay. We're at the mercy of the broadcast, which is fine, but like if we need to see something specifically, he goes in and then it actually works really nice. And I'm like, how much you pay for that thing? He's like, I don't know, $100. I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Works great. Don't mind me. Oh, there's Zach to come.
Well, I am going to mind you because what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you?
He's a little hot on the mic.
I'm a little hot. I'm a hot tamale right now for a Thursday.
See, that one mic is a weird one. I don't know what's up with
this
that
one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because like these 3 mics are all set up with like a low setting on it. And that one is really high. But that was what it was set up as initially. And it's been working for a number of weeks, and now I have no idea.
These 2 boards, because we've had a few glitches this week, and we've gotten through them. But have we got the new boards up and?
Well, this has been working this week until Zach's come in today. Not saying you, but like this is the first moment.
Okay.
But we are going to purchase a new board. This will become the road board.
Nice. Okay. And Belzy and I have one.
And then I will get the board that we have in the main studio in here, which wasn't an issue before.
Go through another board switch.
Well, but it's going to be like the other board
that
we used to have here for the first year of EST, and it was perfectly fine.
Gotcha. Feels like we're wrapping up year 1 in a neat little package and bow. Speaking of Amazon Prime.
Well, I'll say that I was actually surprised last year when we were setting all this up. I thought there'd be a couple stores I'd have to go to a lot here. I went to those stores and the selection wasn't there, pricing wasn't there, and I did a lot off of Amazon because
Did you?
everything was there, and it was like it's a day to come. And for we're building everything, it was just like I can't drive around the city to like 16 different locations to get every single cable I need or whatever I need, equipment, and some of the stuff I need it's not even available at all. So Amazon's gonna give me in a day, and it's great and easy, but it also sucks because I want to just spend here.
Support local.
I know. Yeah.
Gager, were you always, because you did, when you were working at Shaw, like, were you always a technical guy? Like, even when you were playing days, were you into the gadgets and whatnot?
I did. I remember I had to rewire when I was in Italy because I needed internet.
Yeah.
And I went to go, like, get it. And he goes, yeah, you should get it in 3 months. And I'm like, what? Like, Italians. Like, we'll get to it, right? Yeah. And they basically just gave me the stuff. And I was in an old house, and I had to actually rewire the phone wire and attach it properly so I could get internet. So I figured that stuff out. I liked it. You know, I liked the troubleshooting side of the cable industry. It's a little bit, it's so different now. But yeah, going into a home and rewiring things and stuff like that. Yeah,
very practical and handy. But like, did you have like a PSP when you were playing, or like a Game Boy and stuff like that?
Yeah, no, I remember I had a PSP, but that was way late, like a lot later. Yeah. Not many guys even had it. I was still in, I was in Europe at that point, and some guys had some devices, or, you know, most of those guys were just on their phones all the time because texting and that stuff and video calling was they were years ahead of Canada. Right. Like, I remember coming back my first year and texting people here, and they were like, Joaquin, what are you doing to my phone? Right? Like, really? Yeah, that was in like 2000, 2001. Like, yeah, we would text. I mean, we had those little credit card phones too.
The T9? Yeah.
I had an Ericsson, like, I called it the credit card.
Yeah, but the keyboard was the T9.
Oh, T9, yeah. I could text everyone, not even looking after a while.
T9 was awesome.
T9 was great.
Yeah.
But, yeah, people were like, how are you doing this? What is this? I go, it's called a text. You can just write me a quick message. And they go, no way. And so it was...
To the kids out there, T9 was the old way of texting where it was the 3 letters per number.
Yeah.
And if you wanted C, you had to click it 3 times to get the C, and then 1 for the A, 2 for the B, and so forth and so forth.
T9,
the T9.
I had my first cell phone when I was 18. I went, I'm getting a cell phone, and it was the Samsung with the blue screen.
He had a screen. That's funny.
Yeah.
But I remember we walked into. I was in Oulu, Finland, and we went out that night when I was in Team Canada. We went to this cool bar. It looked like something out of Lord of the Rings. Cool. Like, it was just all wood and, you know, and dark and fireplaces going, and everyone's faces were lit up like white. I was like, what's everyone got? And they all had their Nokias, and they were all playing and texting and snaking. Like, what's going on in here? So yeah, that was
Nokias were great phones.
They were great.
They were indestructible.
Unreal. Yeah.
You could do so much to those, and the screen wouldn't break. Nothing would happen to it.
No.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I remember my first Nokia it was a good camera. It was a crappy camera. Right. But it was like, I was taking pictures with this and just like, whatever. It looked just like pixels. It looked like I took a picture of Minecraft.
Cameras have really changed on phones.
Oh my
My
gosh.
phone, it like has 100 times zoom, and it looks so clear.
Yeah.
I found
ridiculous.
When I was finally getting rid of all the clutter after I moved, I had my guest room full of like old boxes, and I ended up throwing half of it away. But I found my old digital camera. Remember when that was all the rage? And I think it was like a 4.2 megapixel. And I remember I was like, oh man, 4.2 megapixel. Look out.
Look out.
Like, what are these now? What are these? These I don't know what this is the iPhone 15.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Too many.
Yeah, you just have a bit further.
Oh, it's me.
What
now.
it has.
Awesome.
Camera. Like, what would the camera be on your phone? Like 100?
I want to say my back's 120.
Wow.
And the front is camera specs. I wonder if I can find it here. My front, rear, what is all this? Am I smaller? Maybe it's not 100.
Anyway.
maybe 80.
Yeah, man.
Oh, main camera's 108 megapixels.
Jesus.
The second camera's 10 megapixels, which I think is the one on for selfies and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have 100 megapixel
Not bad.
Crazy.
main camera.
Not bad.
It's nuts, man.
Although people are starting to get back to the digital cameras a little bit. I've been seeing that.
My daughter.
Oh yeah, you said
Yeah.
you found one.
Yeah, no, she found it, and she loves it. It's crazy. She takes it to school, takes pictures with this digital.
This is so retro.
Oh,
Dad.
it's very retro. Yeah.
Vintage, Dad.
Yeah. And it's not that old too. It's 10 years, I guess. I guess that's old. But
Yeah.
For her, it's
Hey, Bones has some ideas for your show.
okay. Yeah.
Ideas for Gager and Latino coming in via Bones at the inbox 780-218-9999. Gager, lean in on the alumni. I love hearing interviews from former players. Hernan, Pipeline for Elks interviews. Love hearing from the U.S. guys and their experiences up here. Get J-Mo back on sometime. Stingers and Riverhawks play-by-play guys preview and recap the week's games. The Stingers and Riverhawks, I mean, we had Donovan and Graham who do the in-house yesterday. That was hilarious on the Hangout.
They got into the late entry into Nesties. They got nominated yesterday.
Matt,
They got in under the wire because tomorrow's last day for year 2.
Yeah.
Is it?
Tomorrow, Tuesday. Well, I guess the last shows that are going to happen for year 1 technically would be Green and Gold on Saturday or Monday. Green and Gold kickoff show, 3 o'clock. Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge where every day is game day. Myself, J Milne. Loaded Burger is the special. Slash the game day special. Nice. Cheese and jalapeno smoky. Like that. Well, that's not going to get nominated for anything. So like full part tomorrow would be the last day because we haven't hit year 2 yet.
Is it the 6th?
So
what's the initial?
6th is the official anniversary.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We started on a Wednesday last year, but this year we're doing it on the Tuesday.
Was there wasn't any, like William Huff hadn't even.
We got it that day. The day
that
before,
day. Yeah,
the day
okay,
before.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
We were worried
What a
about that.
scramble.
We got the Monday, I think they came in, or the Tuesday, because we were doing the Wednesday. I think they came in on the Tuesday and wrapped the 2 walls.
Yeah.
And we got these done like hours, like 12, 13 hours, whatever, before we were going to hit the air.
And all the soundproofing, same thing.
Yeah.
It was like the day before.
Yeah, I remember
We
you
came
were
in on
putting
the
that.
Sunday, I think it was, of Labor Day.
Yeah, I came in.
I think that day it was. We came, or was it the Labor Day Monday? No, we did Labor Day Monday.
That's right, because I want to go home and watch the football game.
Yeah, and I left to go to my parents' lake to go watch the football game with them too.
Yeah.
So we came in for a little bit that day. So yeah, but no, Donovan and Graham, they got in under the wire.
done.
But yeah, Riverhawks, Stingers, more
I
coverage
gotta
of
go
that.
back and watch that first episode. 'Cause when was the realization of the nasty chat? Like, wait a second, all these people are commenting. Like
I don't know when we felt the nasty chat was going to live. I don't know if it was day 1 fully.
Like a
or if it was
post-game
that,
show.
it was early
What's
that
going
week.
on here?
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden we're like, oh,
What
this
is
is a
going-
completely different thing.
Yeah.
Like the chats were just coming.
Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah, and I can't remember when we officially tried naming it and came up with nasty chat. I don't think it would have been day 1. Maybe it was day 1.
I want to go back and see
Maybe
because
that's
that
worth
was
a watch. I'm going to skip the first hour if I watch it, but maybe I need to go there. We had no
Remember
technical issues.
Remember we were testing it out like the day before
Yes.
too? We were here really late.
We were till like 11.
Yeah.
And then some of us had to be here for 5 the next day, and we thought we had all the technical stuff worked on. Then so moment we went on there, it wasn't. I was on the ground crawling, unplugging crap, trying
You
to
had
get
like
this
8
fixed.
cameras going.
We had a bunch of different things,
Yeah.
and finally it started all working, and then it didn't work. And then I had to do more, but then after the first hour, we were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was-
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember that because it was like there was a buzz or a hum
Yes.
or whatever, and then it came through, and I was like, oh, this.
But
is
I
great.
couldn't ask for 2 better pros to be on the air because Dustin and Eric just had fun with it.
Yeah.
And they didn't get upset. They just rolled with it, and they continued doing their show, and they let me do my thing. And we got it good. Then Will came in, and he was on at 7 o'clock, and everyone
Right.
lost their mind because Will
Yeah,
was here.
that was great.
I do want to mention, this is the EST Hangout. Matty, Iwanyk, Joaquin Gage, Tom Gazzola with you here. Meet up in the market. This is Corey the Butcher with Acme Meats. He's part of the Butchery Team Canada. They are raising some funds because they're going to Worlds. Every penny goes to the team for travel for both practices and to go to Paris where the Worlds are going to be for accommodations. And as he writes, the proteins they practice with. It costs... Where do I have it here? Approximately $10,000 for each practice that they do to get together to get ready to go to Worlds and represent Canada. So help raise some funds on September 25th from 6 until 9. There's an event at Acme Meat Market. Barrel Room at the Ritchie Market, which is home of Acme Meats. $100 gets you 1 beer, food, and a raffle ticket to win a hindquarter of Alberta beef, which is valued at $1,400.
Really?
There's auction items, which includes EST swag, dining experiences at some top-tier restaurants, a side of pork cut by Corey, a chicken pack for your freezer, all cut by him, and a bunch of other stuff. So go help support Corey the Butcher. He's going to be on the Hangouts in the month of September.
Awesome.
We'll talk a bit more about Butchery Team Canada and the Worlds and all of that, but $100 if you would like tickets. Go to Acme Meat Market, which is also just a fun place to go to, or email acme.meatmarket@gmail.com.
I gotta go in there and have Corey show me how to spatchcock like a turkey or chicken. That's
A what now? What was that?
spatchcock.
What's
So
that?
you debone the.
Oh, you would do that?
Oh yeah, I mean
I could see you doing that.
Yeah, no, especially when you cook like a chicken or the turducken, or you wrap it, so you take everything out, so it's just basically all the underside of the bones are just completely removed,
Right.
And then you get that nice even cook throughout it. So
I can only imagine the type of meats that exist at Corey's home. It's all the best of the best, and the way he prepares it,
yeah,
we just
yeah. But butchers are funny too, because you think like a lot of people, I'd love a tenderloin and stuff like that, and yeah, it's tender, but they like a lot more like fat on their stuff. Like they
want the flavor.
Yeah, if you go to Corey and say, "Hey, get some pork chops," or whatever. Like you buy pork chops at wherever, a grocery store. There's that thin layer on there. They'll put like this big, huge strip on the top of it and leave it on there, and then when you cook it, obviously, fat means flavor.
Yeah, well, it does.
Yeah.
I would look at him and I'd be like, okay, what is the steak? Like, let's just say it's, let's go sirloin or whatever. What is the sirloin you're selling? Obviously, he wants to have high quality for his customers, but then what are you cutting and eating?
You want to be at Corey the Butcher's house barbecue.
Oh God,
He's having a barbecue in the summer. You want to go to his because you're not getting the frozen burgers that somebody got at Walmart.
He's grounded himself with probably a few different cuts.
Yeah, and like the steaks he's got, probably the marbling looks like Spider-Man got in there, right? Like
yeah.
Surveyor Brett has DM'd me. This is one of the reasons why he's in the conversation for Aim Nasty of the Year. He marks everything down.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
He would know all this.
The Nasty Chat, officially named September 8th.
2 days later.
Really?
It was on the Thursday. It was
Who
officially
did it?
named. I don't know who did it.
Yeah.
He just says that he sent me the calendar. The EST YouTube chat was officially named the Nasty Chat on September 8th.
so
Did you say this thing's nasty?
maybe.
So that's where that came from. So September 8th, we had the very first naming of it. Cash and Norman Akamai both were going. It was almost instant that people knew this was the thing. That's what they were going with. It was, and I don't remember this, but now I do. I forgot. I got the first ever conch.
Really?
Yeah, because I fixed the text. So I got the first ever conch on EST. But Norman Akamai goes, better question, who got the last conch on the old station? Would you and Eric have all remember who got the last one?
And I gave those out like candy too.
Yeah.
Like, you conch way too much. And I thought this was a thing.
I will have to go back and see if I can find the audio somewhere.
I don't conch enough.
I would be sad, man. We were having a very good show.
It was a good show.
I was a little bit hungover, and Rick was in a good mood. Well, the cup was awarded the night before, right?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was the day after the Golden Knights had won the Stanley Cup, and I was watching somewhere, and I had a few beverages. I'm like, I gotta get up at 4. Dusty's away, and so I was.
Jeez, Eric's good.
Just really loose, like you know when you're just feeling good. It's the summer. You're like, we're in a good spot, and then boom.
Eric got 2 hours of the 3 posted on that day.
Rick's a machine. Like
I could go back and listen and see if I could find it after.
The one thing I miss and I loved was Fridays when he would play the 6 o'clocker check in, like the Moni Moni.
Oh, right.
6 o'clockers check in, get conched, and he would dance to it and yell. And if I was tired or whatever, I would watch him and I'd be like, well, you better get your ass in gear and match his energy somehow because he's ready to go. And he was fantastic at that. So
that's great.
It would be sad for me to go back and listen to it.
Well, Box Pounder says, I remember who got the last conch. It was the front desk lady. Did she
Patricia.
get it? Patricia got it?
Did she?
I don't know.
Really?
I'll have to go back and
nice.
listen.
She didn't
was
know my
amazing.
name until I was there. It took about 4 years for her to know my name.
She's the most lovely person.
Yeah.
I texted her after she was let go that day too.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah, she didn't know that was happening too, and
There was
we were getting
CTV
let
cuts.
go. Yeah, and so I know I texted her a couple days later, and she was
sad
it was
to
a nice
see
little chat.
the landscape
Yeah.
moving, and it's like the Ring of Fire. What happened with 630? Or did people get let go from Ched too, or is it
No.
just complete
So they're
transition?
880s already had their cuts.
Yeah.
those happened.
Oh,
Those
okay.
people are
Yeah.
like 880 has been simulcasting 630 for a while now, but now it's like they're going to rebrand as 880 Ched now.
Mm-hmm.
They will simulcast fully as that until I think it's November or something.
Really?
And then it's going to go off the air 630 frequency, but it is 880 Ched. They're just taking their station on from 630,
yeah.
putting on 880 and 630. They're just going to eventually throw in the license, which is rather sad because that's a powerful brand. 630 Ched, and that 630 AM was around for the longest time. Alberta's information highway.
Yeah.
The superstate, like it was
It's a
everything.
staple.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And now that's completely gone.
Isn't that what Phillips and Morley did the Oilers games on back in the day? Wasn't it
Ched.
630 Ched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they still are.
Oh, I know.
They haven't left. Like
I know, but now it's gone. Like
it's all of that. It's
yeah.
I think before that was like 790 CFCW, but then
Oh.
I remember when I was like 9 or 10, you made the team.
Yes.
I remember those years, and it was still on Ched because I had this like little radio.
Yeah.
I'd sneak in, I'd listen to it in my
Yeah, I think Ched grabbed it from CFCW. I don't know if they had it a little bit before CFCW because CFCW had it for a very short period of time, and then
Okay.
they gave it back. I don't think, or did Ched get it from them? And
It
then
was on
before that. It used to be on
1260.
1260.
Yeah.
like when 1260 frequency ended, it was the longest running AM station in the country.
Was it
or
80
single,
years?
something like that.
I can't believe I was the
Really?
last host on there. That's ridiculous.
And it played host, like it aired
Yeah.
Stanley Cup finals of the Oilers winning. It aired the Edmonton Eskimos at the time winning a Grey Cup. It aired the Oil Kings winning a WHL championship and a Memorial Cup. It aired a lot of different
Yeah.
things, and it was gone. And now 630 frequency, which aired a bunch of other things, it's aired Elks or Eskimos Grey Cups. Aired Oilers Stanley Cup games and never aired the Oilers winning the Stanley Cup. That's going to be gone. It's now going to be living on 880. So, it just shows to me once again that AM will be gone. I was texting JMO about this. I said 2030 AM's gone in Alberta.
Yeah.
That's the time I'll put it on.
Yeah.
Which is, for me, as a radio nerd and all of that, spending time on AM, I'm very sad by it. Very sad by it. It's it should have still worked. It all could have worked. People running radio have destroyed it in this country. Radio still is very important.
Yeah.
Still there. People care. People are listening, finding us. It
I
could
know.
be still done the other way, but people have absolutely killed it, which sucks.
It's funny. It's been a year, and I still run into people go, "What are they doing now? Where are they?" And I'm
Yeah, and you know what? I get that too, and sometimes it reminds me, as good as things have been, it's like we got to keep busting our butts to make sure people know.
Yeah, it's
simple as that.
Yeah, it was fascinating to me because it's funny. Tyler in Terwilliger or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I see him at the pop-up dog park, but I've met a lot of people there that it's funny because they don't recognize me, but now it's my voice that they recognize. A woman. I was talking to someone. She goes, "I know your voice," and I go, "Really?" And I was thinking, "What did I do wrong?" But no, she was with the shows. Like, oh yeah. So I've run into her a few times. Massive hockey fan. Like she's.
I love that.
Oh yeah, she's totally in and ready for the season to start. It's pretty funny.
We had a kid at the Calgary hockey school last week. He's like, "Hey, my dad listens to you guys." I'm like, "Do you live in Edmonton?" He goes, "No."
Oh, really?
Yeah, and actually, you helped hook up a EST. Couple
He
of
bought
EST
the last one
for his birthday.
Oh, no way.
It was a surprise, and I met the mom and dad. Allison, hello. Devin, hello. Duncan,
That's
good
great.
job at the camp. Hopefully the hats came. I'm assuming they got there. Happy birthday.
I sent it this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Look home.
Yeah, look home. So not too far away, but
Right near Red Deer. People though tuning into us.
Good brewery.
yeah.
Who's there?
The Lacombe Brewery.
Oh, is it just Lacombe Brewery?
Yeah, it's isn't it? What's it called?
You must have a brewery map somewhere in your
Yeah, no,
office.
it's really good.
Portions of this hour of the Hangout brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Stock. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehiveproductmarketing.com. Stay tuned to Edmonton Sports Stock in the coming months. Not only will the Nasty Club reopen with the new premium and annual memberships, which will have new merch or items that are coming from the Hive. But I'm going to be slowly working with Chelsea on new merch for EST, and a pop-up store will come up at some point in the fall, so stay tuned as they do some fantastic work, and we're going to continue to build some more stuff with Chelsea. I just got to find some time to actually sit down with her and fully curate exactly what we're going to do, but she sent me some mock-ups of socks.
Sweet.
They are amazing.
You're a busy boy.
Absolutely amazing. But if you're looking for any promotional products, thehighproductmarketing.com. Let's get to Hangout Headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. You're still looking for a place to golf this weekend as it's beautiful. The Ranch Golf is where you're going to want to go. Book your tee time by visiting ranchgolf.com. The Edmonton Elks, they will take to the practice field 11:50 today. It's the first time they practiced this week in advance of the Labor Day game on Monday against the Stamps. We'll see what's up with Trey Ford, who all of last week was limited. Really hope he gets out there and practices. We shall see.
The way this has gone with Trey Ford and the length of time that we're getting to, I think this has been 2 weeks of him being off 2.5, 3 by the time we get to Labor Day. A cracked rib.
It could be a muscle strain. Jay and I were looking with Dr. Google, and
Dr. Google.
the intercostal muscle strain or whatever that is, it'd be 3 to 4.
Because I worked that last game that he played, and before MBT went in, I had to keep running back to go see, and I was trying to bug Brian Cheeseman, but he's very businesslike. He's very good, and he had to go to Hernan and Dahmer to give them information, because I was like, geez, give me something, man. They're asking on the broadcast, and so we went through the proper channels, but I was watching Trey, and he kept going like this.
Oh.
Right? He kept going like this. And someone after the game was like, oh, he's got a concussion. I'm like, no, it's not a concussion. He kept going like this. Like, I don't go like this if my head hurts. So,
well, unless you have a real concussion.
You got more than just a concussion.
Pointing to the ribs.
Pointed at your ribs. So anyway, so I guess I'm like, okay, well, when he wasn't back last week against Montreal, I thought to myself, I'm like, maybe he cracked something.
So I've had the intercostal muscle strain. It's one of the few injuries I've ever had in my life. It is very painful. Yeah. I thought it was crack ribs or something, but when I went to the doctor, they said it wasn't. According to
feels like crack ribs.
Yes, like every time you breathe, you feel it. Like
it's awful.
It's moderate strains, according to medicalnewstoday.com, say it may take 3 to 7 weeks to heal. Grade 1s, according to goodrx.com. So again, take this for what it is.
Please.
Grade 1 strains heal in 2 to 4 weeks. Grade 2 take up to 2 months. So if you're feeling it, I could see that why he would still be out potentially with this if it's just the muscle strain.
I hope he's good to go for Labor Day.
They need him.
I think they need. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Listen, McLeod Bethel-Thompson is an adequate CFL quarterback still, but he's not clutch. And I think we saw that in the dying minutes of the game last week. He's had some struggles, underthrowing guys, poorly timed interceptions. Trey Ford has that kind of that extra gear and killer instinct, and I think he has a better arm, to be honest with you.
He absolutely does.
Like, he can just flick it and it's just zipped in there, where it looks like MBT.
He has underthrown so many receivers up and even through last game, just underthrowing receivers. Tevin Jones, that play was underthrown in my mind, where the defender of the Owls had a chance to get to the ball. He tipped it, I feel. Tevin Jones,
he did tip it.
Okay.
He did tip it.
Yeah.
But if you throw that deeper into the end zone, Tevin Jones isn't coming back for it. He's stretching his arms the other way. He's the only one that has a chance at the ball, and then there's a better chance he pulls it in. But that's what MBT does. He underthrows.
Yeah.
Whereas Trey Ford, at least we've seen this season, I don't think we could say it as much the last few seasons, he's hitting his receivers in stride, or he's putting the ball only where they can go catch it. And that's the difference. That's ultimate. And he's not making as many of those poor mistakes. Like, I'll go back to 3rd and 10.
At
the 12 or whatever
they
it
get
was.
6 yards on that.
Threw a 5-6 yard pass with the receivers back to the end zone. Like, it's not even like he was running a slant or something or coming across the middle where he can grab it and he's running with speed. He's not moving. And the defender was right there. It was like the stupidest decision I've ever seen. And I yelled in Centric Casino because I couldn't believe it.
Back to the end zone, too.
You throw it into the end zone if it's that play. So
that's frustrating.
They need Trey Ford. Who was it this week? It might have been. Were you with Jay this week on the morning show?
Wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think you were.
I think
pretty sure
Monday was, right? Yeah.
I don't remember. Like, that's the thing. I truly don't remember.
I think I was. Yeah.
I think there was a 3 rating where MBT sits as quarterbacks in the CFL right now.
Oh.
And I don't know. Like,
that wasn't me.
Maybe just.
Was Rick back? Maybe Rick was back.
Yeah, Rick was back.
Maybe
he came back.
Rick were on.
No, it was. Yeah, that was Tuesday. Dusty was with that. They came back together Monday. Right?
Maybe then this was. I am so lost.
They must have said that.
No, I know where it was. I was listening to a Reed J dry run.
Oh, the rehearsal.
Really?
Nice.
They were doing a rehearsal and they were having the conversation and they were ranking where does MBT. That's where it was. As my mind's just completely gone. They were trying to say, where does MBT rank in terms of quarterbacks in the Canadian Football League right now?
He has to be.
Fajardo's you're going to take higher.
Yeah.
You would take Chad Kelly higher.
Obviously,
Hamilton? I don't think there's anyone in Hamilton
big
you take
play
higher.
VA. Although
Drew Brown, would you take higher than Ottawa? Absolutely.
Claros, 100%.
Claros, yes. Trevor Harris, yes.
Yeah.
Nathan Rourke's still too, but you'd take Nathan Rourke still up,
both
but I'm
those
not going
guys.
to count those.
Bo Levi Mitchell his stats were best in the league when he got benched.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. That's an
He
absolutely
had a
fair
5
point.
touchdown game against Edmonton.
Like, he's near the bottom of the best quarterbacks right now in the Canadian Football League. Now, when it comes to Trey, where would you put Trey in there? Like, you're taking Cody Fajardo. I think you're still taking Chad Kelly.
Yeah.
You're not taking anyone Hamilton.
Vernon Adams.
I would actually right now take Trey Ford over Zach Claros, just because I think we're seeing the aging of Zach Claros to a degree.
He's been around for long.
I would take Trey over Trevor Harris. I'd take him over Jake Mayer.
What's Drew?
I would take him over Drew Brown.
Drew Brown.
But
I like Drew Brown, man. He looks good.
How about Mazzoli coming in and winning his first start as a Red Black ever 3 years later? Terrible injuries.
Yeah.
Obviously, but it's just
Lacombe's Blind Man Brewing.
Blind Man. Yeah.
We had them in. They were great.
Yeah.
We had them on the Hangout and the morning show.
Very good beers.
Is it you and I tomorrow?
Yes. With Zach.
We get beer of the week.
I always get beer of the week.
Yeah, you do.
It's funny how I love CFL season. Beer of the week every Friday.
Perfect.
Dusty's gone.
It was always fun, even back at the other place, because there's always this extras that would sit there.
Yeah. Redbeards come in, hang out.
I love Redbeard.
It's great.
He was in last week too on the Hangout.
Yeah.
Good to see him.
Good to see him.
Good to see Redbeard. Hello, Scott.
Yeah, we'll have to slowly keep getting him on whenever we can. Yeah. It's great having him on. And I get somebody to talk soccer with.
Of course you do. He's got his
great trip he had. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he just showed the beer and like the
backdrop.
But he gave it a description
the sun and
too,
surf.
didn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm trying this one. It has this and this.
By the way, once again, Green and Gold kickoff show Monday, 3:00 for the kickoff show. Jay and I come down to Centric Casino if you'd like to watch the game with us down there and watch me continue my trend into being a full horse racing bettor. It's getting more and more each week. Last week I crushed it on the ponies. I was probably batting like 700.
Nice.
I was winning at the ponies, but as everyone has seen me there's going to be a point this season where I'm not even watching the game and I'm just full ponies. I'm having a lot of fun with that part of it, but that's the best part is I could watch the football game. It's right there, and the machines to bet on the ponies are right next to me as well, and I go do that. I do hate the 4:00 start though for Labor Day. It should be 2:30. Get it back to 2:30, and then. We'll have the post-game show from there as well. Cheese and jalapeno smoky on special. And then the daily special is the loaded burger. But then there's the fish and chips Jay got. And Liquid Beaver, when our listeners got it the last 2 times there.
Good.
2-piece.
Yeah.
Like, so filling.
Yeah.
You could also get a 4-piece for just like $2 more or something.
Really?
Their menu's unbelievable at Century. Straight up. Like, I don't think I've ever had anything I don't like there. And that isn't just... oh, well, you're their sponsor. No, like I've tried many different things at that place and I've loved it all.
It is sneaky, although it's always busy. I mean, the casino, Albertans love their casinos, their scratch lottery tickets, gambling.
We're almost back to 50-50s and complaining about 2-7-1 records.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Touche. And I guess, well, there's the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, right? But then beside it is the restaurant. And like the prime rib, the lineup for prime rib day is unbelievable.
The old prime rib.
I popped in there one day. I think, I can't remember what it was, but there was like a lineup of like 40 people waiting to get in for prime rib day. And it's not a big restaurant, but it was packed already. And people, prime rib deal, gotta get it.
Saturdays they could do the prime rib sandwich at the sports bar.
That would be really good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. It's just a prime rib with a little bit of horseradish on a bread. Like,
that's good.
It's like a steak sandwich, but it's a prime rib one.
Prime rib sandwich.
God, it's so delicious.
Good. And you can see Renee there. She's always lovely.
I haven't seen her once this year.
What?
Oh, maybe like twice. Like she says wife. Yeah, she just doesn't want to say it. She loves Eric more than Jay and I, clearly. That's absolutely the thing. Ouch. Anyone could tell her that. I know it is ouch.
That is ouch.
She's come to see you at.
She's fantastic. She comes to Hudson's.
She's gone to some of those. Yeah. She goes and sees Eric, but with me, no. She's just like furthest away. I know she's there some days, and she doesn't even come say hi. That's where it is.
How about EST being a love connection?
What?
Renee and Savage met through EST.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
That's great.
Yeah.
And maybe there's another one budding.
Probably.
I hope so. Somewhere.
Well, I was going to say from the nasty batch and stuff like that.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah,
well, you never know.
Stop it.
You never know.
Just stop.
That's all we'll have to say.
I didn't even think of that until he started laughing.
Box Pounder, come for the food, stay for the ponies. Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. It's wonderful there, and I've been having a great time there this season. I'm really enjoying getting into the ponies again.
Well, Jay's got everyone going because he always...
Oh, I've surpassed him with the ponies.
Really?
Oh, easily.
Man,
easily.
Jay likes to sprinkle a little bit.
I have gone way further into the ponies than Jay has.
Wow.
But we've made friends with I've made friends with a few of the regulars that bet on the ponies there. One guy, like, it seemed like 3 or 4 times I'd go up to the machine and he came up to the machine at the same time. And he was telling me about how Montreal, he's a Habs fan and no one ever wants to go play in Montreal. And it's not the same as the rest of Canada. Players want to play in the rest of Canada. They don't want to go to Montreal. Yeah. And he continued the story, like, we then walk away and then come back and he continued the story from the last point we were at.
Oh, no way. Perfect.
Yeah, it was like, not telling me more. Like, he just kept adding to it. And then we've gotten to know Sandy.
Who's Sandy? He's
a regular who did radio in Saskatoon. He told us.
Cool.
I have to talk to Eric about the station that he was at. He is always there. We've talked a lot when the Elks lose games, he gets upset, and he was like, they need to be playing Trey. And then when they won their first game against Saskatchewan, he went online to try to bet the Elks to win the Grey Cup, but it was already taken down. And the last couple of weeks, Jay's given him $20 to go bet on. Like, he's just like, we'll split the money.
Yeah.
And both weeks, it's come where it's like all of a sudden, like at the end, he goes, the last race, just like, I lost it all at the end. I'm like, really?
Yeah, really?
Really, Sandy? Did you?
Ask for the slips.
So, well, one time we were on the air doing the post-game show, and he comes and he's won the first race, so he comes and lets us know. We're like, and Jay's like, ride it, like, go again. And then he came back and he's like, the horse won. But he got disqualified at the end.
For what?
Who knows? But it was also like, as now I think back, did he get, like, I've not seen a horse disqualified in any other race I've been there for the last couple of weeks.
I love it.
Did he?
Is
that what happened? But we've gotten to know Sandy a little bit, and it's great. It's a fun little spot. So
I like it. Matt Damon says, in Trey, we trust, via the text line. Bone says, parking lot margaritas at the Estes. Box Pounder.
Yeah, he's done that like last year he had them, and then he remembered to bring one and gave it to me this year. It's those like canned margaritas and stuff.
Oh, right.
They're delicious. They're good. I'm into a margarita
Which
kick
one?
right now. Jose Cuervo.
Oh, the Cuervo one?
Yeah, those all canned and stuff.
Yeah. You like those ones?
I'm just into the margaritas right now.
Really?
I was at Walmart last weekend and I saw those like pre-mixed margarita stuff. And I was like, yes. And I bought that and I made myself some.
You got to go to the taco shop then.
Yeah, I do. You've talked about those marks.
We haven't gone. You and I were supposed to go.
Yeah, we'll go. Okay. I had the spicy mango the other night.
Good.
really, really good. Like they're dangerous a little bit. They're too good.
Frozen or non-frozen, Marks? Which way do you go?
Non-frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'll go with my my dog walking margarita sometimes. I'll hit the Circle K, get the slushy, then go get the crappy Silver Cuervo, and usually in a plastic Mickey bottle or whatever. So if I drop it, doesn't break, and just pour that into the slushy.
Make the walk that much better.
Yeah.
The official drink of the EST Hangout. It is 2 Hoots Hard Iced Tea, Real Brewed Tea, Big Taste, Bold Refreshment. I just poured myself a glass. It's a great way to start your Thursday. How could you go wrong? In what way could you go wrong?
That stuff's dangerous.
That is really dangerous.
in a good way, but yeah.
It just goes so smooth.
Yeah. It's so good.
Were you a big Long Island iced tea guy?
No. I got into, what was it? Twisted Tea, Hey Y'alls. And then now it's the 2 Hoots, obviously, but
My sister-in-law, I think that's how my brother-in-law, they initially got together, because she was drinking Long Island iced teas all night, and her eventual husband was holding her hair back all night.
oh my. I love this woman.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's true love right there. If you're gonna meet and she's on the porcelain crown
Oh, boy.
praying because of Long Island's.
Yeah.
That's great.
I like mojitos.
Mojitos are awesome.
Mojitos are one of the best.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean Rio with the
real refreshing.
ground with the mint
Yes.
and the cane sugar.
Yeah.
Those are solid.
I went to Honey on Saturday. I had a couple of drinks I hadn't tried before. They have one called the Zombie, and the couple that was sitting next to me, the lady was having one, and they have like how deadly they are, like in terms of potency. Most of the drinks are like 2, some are 3, and it's like a scale of 1 to 5 skulls on the menu. And the Zombie, I think, has like the full 5 skulls. And the lady looks, and the person I was with, she's like, "Hey, maybe you should try the Zombie." And I was like, "Not a chance." And then the lady beside me is having it. She's like, "Don't. I've had 2 sips and I'm already like gone." And then the bartender's like, "Are you finishing that?" She goes, No, I'm done." So she gives it to him and he just crushes it. I was like, that's impressive. Honey, great spot. My buddy Scott, who did the Making Cocoa.
Oh,
he was working on that.
okay.
He owns Honey, and good date spot too if you want to take someone there.
We've got an update from Edmonton Elks Media, the WhatsApp group that's for the media. Update. As of Friday, Mike Curry will take over the media and player relations role for the remainder of the season.
Nice.
Thanks, Hernan.
It's official.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. And
He's for sure going to join me Tuesday.
he's
we
there.
think so.
All right.
There's no going back. The WhatsApp message is out there.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no going back. He's there.
It's great to see him around here. Like, just because before I could see him like walking around. He was kind of like Reed too. Mm-hmm. I was here when Reed first came here, and he was he's kind of looking around and yeah, and then just kind of backed out of the place, and you could see he's interested for sure.
But he was,
And now we just need the Tecmo machine back.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
I have to work here now.
Yeah, I know, and you're gonna love it.
No, I'm not.
Because either you're going to get involved with it, and it's going to be great, or you're going to love the joy that it brings Dusty, Hernan, and I.
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea how much joy this brought us and brings us.
Children. After Dusty at the meeting, what was the first part of the meeting yesterday? We have to be professional.
Oh,
we have to get work done. Mm-hmm. And he's like, right.
It's going to happen.
Okay.
But also, Tecmo works in that. We work it in with that.
Hey, you can't just sit there. Like I can't just, if I just sit there and try to do work, I'll get distracted. And
well, you need the doors open or closed. I feel like you're going to be a guy that needs to close the doors because you'll get distracted by everything else going on.
No, I'm okay with that. I live with kids and dogs and wives that are constantly bothering me. No, I don't need to. I'll be fine.
So everyone talking around won't be bothersome.
No, the only
When they
time
start throwing the basketball and Dusty tries to be the new Steph Curry.
The only time maybe is if I'm in a meeting with someone, right? Then the door will be closed. But whatever, that'll be fine.
seeing you in there today, I was like, who the hell's in the
Who
conference
is?
room? And the
Who
lights
the hell
were
are
off.
you all of a sudden? Well, I wanted to see
Hi,
how the
Gager.
projector worked and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
So
Good touch with that, by the way.
I've tried once taking one because there's 2 bulbs in right now out of 4. If you take one more out, it doesn't work.
Oh, really?
You need it needs to go on the duals, which I don't like
Oh,
because I wanted to. I was trying to do it in my office once. It's just too bright, and I was like, I just want less light.
Oh,
So I
Yeah.
wanted to take one. It just didn't work. It pissed me off.
what an evolution.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
No, it was that was fun yesterday. The big table was packed.
We're missing one more. We just needed Trev in there.
Oh, yeah?
but it would have worked. There's room.
There's room.
If Jasmine's ever around, like I think we could Balsy. Well, we can't fit those 2.
No.
Once we start adding there, Murray, and then we just need to go into the main space.
Yeah,
We're done.
that's fine. That's all right.
It's we got that done, and now who knows if we'll do another one. We'll do another one.
Well, what was it?
Well, the thing is, and this was a problem we had at the old place, is we're not a music station, so it's harder when you're talk. We do it after our shows are done right now.
Right.
But now we're on till 6.
Yeah.
So it's going to make things a little more difficult, but we'll see. We'll make it all work. And in the end, the Tecmo machine is what matters, though.
What about pets in the studio? Are you allowed pets in the studio?
Sure, I guess. I don't know.
I was
We've
thinking.
never discussed that policy.
Yeah.
I
I
forgot
guess
to
I'll
bring
have
it
to
up.
talk to HR Daddy.
Yeah.
Do we have? What about the building? Is there anything against pets from the building?
Oh, that might be the final say.
As long as well, they don't need to know.
They don't need to know.
We'll just say it's a support dog.
Yeah.
Perfect.
yeah.
I like that.
Emotional support animal.
That's all we'll go with.
I wanted to get
It's 2024 now.
I wanted to get my dog one of those vests and just put it on it, and just like
He doesn't
'cause-
need to know.
No, it's. I mean, he's friendly enough, but
Oh, okay, Norman, a comment, and glad you caught on this. So when you're going through all the distractions at home, he goes, wives. Tell us more, Gager. He said, I've got wives at home.
well, no, it's the. What are you doing? Well, what do you think I'm doing? Like, can you do this? I go, yeah, I could probably get that done, but I just got to finish this first. It's there. There's always something. Kids will come down, and they'll slam the drawers, keep slamming them, trying to get my attention. I go, is there something wrong? There's nothing to eat. I'm like, oh, what do you want? Food. I'm like, oh God, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
You describing trying to get Liliana up today was hilarious too.
Oh God, like you go in first day of school, sweetheart, have a great first day. What? Why are you doing this? And I'm like, it's because it's your first day. I just wanted to. I'll leave now.
Daddy loves you.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's
I would be her.
Oh yeah.
That's me. That would be me. Like,
Get out of here.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I've got like these extra 20 minutes. I'm using them.
It's unreal. It's just unreal.
It's funny, man.
But it's funny now because she's got her learners, right? So now she'll come to if I'm waiting for her somewhere in the car, she comes to the driver's side. I'm like, oh right, I gotta go get into the
Is she a good driver?
She's not bad.
Okay.
How often does the invisible brake get pushed by you?
None actually, none yet. She's although she. Sometimes because in my wife's car it's the push emergency brake and I've got the lever, so she gets confused sometimes. But I tell her, just look at the light, right? The light there tells you if it's engaged or not.
Yeah.
And the other day I don't know why I wasn't paying attention, but there was this clunk 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 clunk, and I go, what? So I thought there was construction somewhere, and I look and I go, Liliana, the emergency brake. Oh, sorry. So we went a block and a half with the emergency brake on. So, but other than that, no, it's good. I can't. It's nerve wracking. Both your kids driving, because I mean, even my boy, he has a friend in Saskatoon that he goes to visit.
Oh.
So he's on the road. I got him. I got to get an SD card because I got him a what's those cameras? Those.
Oh, like dash cam?
Dash cam.
Yeah.
Yes, just so. If something happens or whatever,
You have it.
There's a lot of people that do dash cams nowadays. It's a lot.
I think they're good. I mean, for insurance purposes, especially for young people, I think all parents should put dash cams in their kids' cars because
They wouldn't be that much.
no.
Is it a GoPro?
No, it looks like that. It looks like
So
a
it doesn't- it's not
webcam.
cumbersome.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's.
That's
I mean,
an HD camera.
So, and I mean,
Get a dash cam right now on Amazon for $70.
I think that's what we got too. Because I remember years ago when I was still slinging the RG11 for Shaw. There was a lot of snow, and I was down a side road, the ruts, and this car's parked on each side. There was no room, and I was coming to a T, and I saw this real nice white BMW X5, right? And you could see the blonde girl in the front, and she was kind of looking. She was looking for, obviously, addresses or something like that. And she kind of stopped, and there was a minivan behind her, and the minivan was like obviously a little bit mad, pulled out, and he looked, and I could see everything because I'm coming down the other side street, and I looked, and he was kind of giving her the thing, and she went like this, and he thought that she gave him the finger, I think, or something like that, because he pulled ahead and then put it in reverse and rammed back into her. And I was like, whoa. And then he pulled ahead again, and he got out and started yelling. And then I got out. I go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And this petrified woman's in the car.
Right.
And I go, what are you doing? He goes, she hit me. And I go, I saw the whole thing, dude. You put it in reverse and backed right into her.
Oh, my God.
And then he goes, oh, $80,000 car. Mine's $80,000. And I was like, that piece is not where that's a piece of crap caravan minivan thing.
Yeah.
He goes, well, I don't care. And I go, okay, well, stay here. Let's call the cops. And he took off, and I grabbed his license plate or whatever. Then I went back to the girl. I go, hey, are you okay? And she was like shaking, like her hands never left the steering wheel. Like it was traumatizing for her. And she goes, thank you so much. And she was almost in tears. And this isn't even my car. I'm a realtor. This is the boss's car. Oh. And I'm like, here's my number.
Yeah.
Have your boss give me a call. And it was actually New Year's Eve.
Oh.
That day. So
yeah, that's where like emotions are high, stress, because people are doing stuff, obviously.
So then,
worst holiday of the year.
Overrated.
We were at dinner that night, and shoot, I forget his name. He was a big realtor in the South Side there. He gave me a call and said, hey, thanks for looking after her stuff. So
that's sketch. But like now you can. I know. So I think Teslas have automatic. They all have built in.
It's built
cameras,
in, and even when it's off, like it's always kind of on.
Yeah.
And if something happens, it's recording.
Yes.
It keeps tabs. Like there's been a lot of
When
videos
people
out there
get close.
of people are like just they get upset keying it, but it's filmed.
Yeah.
Teslas are filming it,
Yep.
and it's. I see both sides of it. I see the good to have that. I also am against the idea that we're always on camera.
Cameras are everywhere. This is something that whether we like it or not, they're just everywhere. If you think that you're being tracked and you don't want to give your information out, if you're walking around with one of these, you're being tracked.
China has all my info. I already know
guaranteed.
that.
Like
they've got with everything. They've known everything about.
But you get off the plane, they're like, "Hey, Matt."
But I also don't like the idea that I'm on camera 24/7.
Yeah, that ship has sailed. It's already happened and been happening for a long time. So
one day we'll
don't be sketchy.
We'll have a retreat property that there's no electronics at EST. Yeah. We need to decompress. We just go there.
The best is when people are like, I don't want the government to know this, this, and this, and I'm just like, you're screwed already. Like, there's no jet. They've got you.
Tube Socks. It was at that point that Gager pulled out an autograph 8x10 glossy from his trunk.
Yeah. Do you know who I am?
That's the smart play.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I saw one hit and run once at Save on 109th. Somebody backed into a car.
Oh, really?
I've actually been part of 2 hit and runs. Not me,
hitting and running.
I've been hit. Once I was in the car with a couple, Lucas and Chelsea. And then another time I came out of a place and my car was hit and no note or anything. But I saw it in the Save on part and somebody backed into one. And she was getting ready to drive away. Oh, yeah. And I had to be like, hey, whoa, no. And luckily at that point, the owner had come out. At that time, it was perfect. And then they actually knew who I was. They're like, I just heard you on the Bear, because I used to do a sports hit with them.
Oh, really?
Well, we pre-taped that. It wasn't live.
Yeah.
But I was like, she was ready to drive away. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you backed it. Like, it's not a lot of damage, but you got to deal with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, don't just be driving away here.
What is brutal is it is a lot of damage. my buddy had a Audi car, and it was all plastic that was messed up at the front, but
it's Audi and it has to come from a certain place.
10 grand.
Oof.
I'm like, Jesus. It's worth it just getting a beater, just a big, huge metal beater.
Yukon Jack from the Bear, he used to have a beater truck.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
And it was big for winters for him because he's like, it's winter.
Yeah.
I don't care about this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he'd go and he'd beat the crap out of the car while driving, but he didn't care because it's especially winter. Like, it's already going to get damaged and stuff, or like
Salt
dealt with all of that. So he also just didn't care.
That's good.
It was a great vehicle. And
I always wondered whose truck that was, and I'm like, it must be McCord or Yukon's. And I'd be like, no, McCord had that other truck with his face on it, right?
You got that because Ryan got let go.
Ah, right.
And then because it used to be Ryan, it used to be the ramped up ride.
Ryan
Mai's ramped up ride. That's what it was.
That's sweet.
Didn't
I never got on Yuke's boat this year.
Did TSN guys used to get like company cars? Because I thought I saw Rashog in like a black Escort with TSN all over.
Yeah,
he used to have.
Did he?
I think he still does have something.
He's got to deal with somebody for his podcast. I think.
Oh no, but this was like a TSN car.
Yeah,
like,
no, I know. He used to. I think he had a deal with Mazda.
Oh.
Maybe Park Mazda for a bit too.
Dusty had a deal with one place where it's like his face was like, it was like a magnet they put on the side of his vehicle. I used to always want a car deal with something like that, and then I realized I was driving a company vehicle once, and I realized like I sometimes go a little faster or something, but then I always realized like somebody could just complain about me at all. Like, they know
it's you.
They know it's you. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't need that.
Yeah, I told you guys when I played in Europe, like we'd all be sponsored. It'd be my name was all across the side of it. It was
I love that.
It's hilarious.
So you make that one, like you cut one person off, or they think you cut.
Yeah,
they know who it was, and they get upset.
I remember my son too. This was when I was playing in Essen. I had a little Vauxhall. Was it a Vauxhall? Renault.
Okay.
Something. And I didn't know, like, you know, you'd have your kid in the car and he liked to play in the car. So I would be, whatever, I'd be outside the car sitting there and he would be playing. And then I didn't realize he was taking all the change and putting it in the CD player.
Oh no.
So, and then I was like driving it and I was hearing this, and then you'd turn a corner and just hear, and I go, what's wrong with the car? And I didn't realize it until one day I caught him. He was just grabbing and going, blink, blink. So there was probably about €18 in my CD changer. I looked up I put tape, double-sided tape in the CD and put it in, pulled out a ton of it, but not all of it.
Oh my God.
But yeah.
Like, how do you get all that in there?
A little bugger.
That's hilarious.
He also, he did some funny stuff. I remember, so you guys probably won't understand this, but parents, when we buy your kids things, like toys when they're little, there's sentimental value to all this stuff. And we watched Cars all the time when he was a kid. So we bought him these cars, like actual like Lightning McQueen. And so in Italy, he would be outside when we had this house and this big field in the back. It was gorgeous. And he would go in there and bury all these cars.
What?
Yeah, he'd bury them. And like I remember one day my wife and I goes, where's Doc Hudson? We can't find Doc Hudson. And we're like, Bodie, where's Doc Hudson? He's out there or whatever. And I'm like, where? And I'm looking at, and then so obviously snow comes and we got to replace Doc Hudson and this. And I remember the day I was out there just playing with him and I kicked something and I found it. And I ran in. I left my son. He was in the backyard, but I ran in. Megan, I found Doc Hudson. She's, oh my God, we got Doc Hudson. And he didn't care. Bodie was like, you guys are nuts. Like, I don't care
I
about
knew
this.
where it was the whole time.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But
some breaking news from the NBA.
Oh, let's go.
Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors have agreed to a one-year contract extension that will keep him with the Warriors through 26-27 season, which takes him to, I believe, 39 years old.
Wow.
Would you care to guess how much the one-year extension is worth?
40.
46?
$62.6 million.
What?
Steph Curry's one-year extension is worth $62.6 million.
Good for him.
Connor, if he gets, 16 mil on an 8-year deal, is $128 million.
Well,
jeez.
In the wrong sport.
He makes Steph Curry in one season will make likely what Connor McDavid will make over 8 seasons with his next contract extension.
That's
and that doesn't count the basketball shoe endorsement that Steph has and all those extra endorsements that are a lot higher than anything you'll get in hockey.
Yeah.
Like his deal with Under Armour would be massive because he's Under Armour for Steph Curry. But yeah, that's the difference between the two sports is the top end players, $62.6 million for Steph Curry.
Wow.
Jeez.
Potentially his final year in the NBA. 29. Maybe we'll call it quits or something. He does not look 36 years old.
No, he looks
still young.
Yeah, he still can play too.
36 is young, but sports-wise.
So Golden State for his entire career. That's cool.
I was hoping he'd maybe want to go play with LeBron.
Oh, stop it.
They look good together. You watch with the Olympics, they should play one season together. So he should have come to the Lakers and won with the Lakers. It'd be amazing.
What will that Golden State's legacy be? That Golden State era, its legacy be like?
Greatest team ever, right?
Is that
no?
It was regular season. Didn't they beat the
regular season? Yeah, but they didn't win the championship in the end.
Oh, they lost to LeBron that year, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's what. Like they had 73 versus the 72, but they never went and won the NBA title, which is going to be you can't take that away from then what was it, 96 Bulls I think it was. But that run was just one of the greatest dynasties you will see in sports.
3 and 4 years was it, or was it more than that?
Something. Well, they just won also then a couple years ago. Golden State.
How many championships has Curry won? 4?
I think 4.
They won in 15, 17, 18, 22.
Yeah.
4. They went to the finals another 16 and 19, 2 more times.
6 championship runs.
He eventually got that NBA finals, but it'll be considered one of the greatest dynasties.
Oh, yeah.
Bulls would be bigger.
Yeah.
I think those early 2000 Lakers will be bigger with Shaq and Kobe. The three-peat that they have, I think that team would beat that Warriors team. I don't know how many other but it's one of the top ever. And it was also they changed basketball mostly because Steph and Clay changed basketball. I'll give more to Steph because of the 3 ball.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. The Splash Brothers, how they would make those extra 2 passes or whatever it is to get to that open 3-pointer. They would sink it. It was, for the new age of basketball, it was unbelievable to watch. It was art on the court.
I love hearing like Paul Sir talk about the release of Steph because he's technically it's not perfect, right? But some of that stuff how he can shoot the ball under people right in his face too. Like it's crazy how good he is.
And he didn't have proper eyesight the entire time.
What?
I think I got to look it up quickly here. There was a point where he realized he needed eye contacts or something like that.
Well, and what he looks at when he shoots, he looks at the front of the rim, just past it when he shoots. So
here's a headline from 2019. Steph Curry became the greatest shooter ever despite an eye disease.
Huh.
What do you have?
X-ray vision.
He had a condition called keratoconus.
Okay.
So it's an eye disease in which the cornea, normally a circle, progressively thins and takes on a cone shape.
Oh.
So he sees the cone better.
This distortion has given Curry what is known as an astigmatism, which is a type of error in the way the light bends when entering the eye. It doesn't distribute the light equally to retina and leads to blurred or distorted vision. It's a genetic condition Curry was probably born with, though scientists don't know how it was acquired. So I remember there was a point where all of a sudden he realized that and they needed to fix it a little better. So he still wasn't even fully there with the eyes and he was just dominating.
So he's like Riddick with the shine.
That's crazy.
See in the dark.
I'd like a $62.2 million deal.
That's too much money. What are you going to do with that?
I always wanted the Rick DiPietro contract. I want to get paid a crap ton of money for a long period of time, but then be paid to go away. I will take the less money, but I don't have to do anything. You're just telling me to leave. Is his contract
finally done?
29, I think.
Yeah, he's still got a few more years.
Yeah.
It's $1.2 million, isn't it, that he gets every year?
And I think,
is he doing broadcasting?
He was doing some broadcasts with the Islanders. I'm not sure if he still is.
He did a radio show out there for a few years in New York on ESPN Radio. Yeah, I think that stopped, but he had an afternoon show.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I remember when he was coming in, I played against him a few times because he was being touted as going to be one of the greatest puck handling goaltenders of all time.
Right.
Like he made Brodeur look ridiculous. And he coughed up a few pizzas that game. He was good, but for my team.
Cap Friendly used to show it. His Puckpedia doesn't.
He was like plagued by injury, right?
And poor play.
Well, poor play. Yeah. I mean, I want to give him the benefit
Injury
of the
and
doubt.
poor play. Yeah.
That was a tough first overall pick.
Well, it wasn't that. It was I remember the Garth Snow talking about him. He's our franchise guy. What was it? A 15-year deal or something
stupid like that. Yeah.
Stupid like that.
And that was the Charles Wang era of the Islanders, where he was incredibly loyal to Mike Milbury, Garth Snow, and but I remember the NHL used this video program and internet system on all the websites that was owned by Charles Wang. It was called New Lion. It was awful.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then eventually when he, sold the team, they got away from it, and Disney bought, an MLB network bought the NHL.com stuff.
Didn't Wang take over from the other,
I think he came in after that, what was it, Steve?
Yeah. Because there was the documentary with the guy from Entourage about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he didn't have any money.
and I like how his down payment, he meant to send it was supposed to be a $200,000 check or $2 million, and it was like missing a zero, and he faxed the check in, and he's like, oh, well, I'll get it, I'll take care of it. It's just like he kept delaying, didn't have the money, he had like a little bit of money.
Unreal.
Great documentary.
Yeah.
15-year, $67.5 million contract is what he got.
Unreal.
He gets 1.5 a year until the end of the 28-29 season.
It's awesome.
Oh, that is just the gravy train.
Oh, my God.
And he was part of that cap compliance where it's not on the cap.
Yeah.
And they were able to just get rid of one contract.
Oh,
and that's
really?
what they did at the time. So it's no Bobby Bonilla, but it's up there. It is up there.
Forget Canada Day. It's Bobby Bonilla Day.
It's a great day. I don't think Steve Cohen ever did it. I think maybe because Bobby Bonilla didn't want it. But when Steve Cohen bought the Mets, he wanted to have a big day where he presented with a presentation at a Mets game. Maybe they did do it. It's a fun day. Even though, I don't know, we celebrate some guy getting a lot of money, but
the only good thing about the Mets,
story behind
I
it.
like the Timmy Trumpet came out to the guy.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Who was the reliever? Do you know?
Edwin Diaz.
Is it Diaz?
Yeah.
That's a great entrance.
It is cool.
With Timmy Trumpet doing it live. That was great.
I like because now with all the LED lights and all the scoreboard power rings, you can orchestrate this cool thing and change the colors of the lights. It's quite impressive.
Did you see? Yeah, I remember because that was kind of big that summer. Did you see at the beginning of the Oilers season? Did you see Principe come out to it?
Did he?
Oh, he did it his little intro thing. So the trumpet came on, and he came out of a room with his jacket on his shoulder and put it on and did a little trot.
I love that, man.
Oh, it's so good.
There's someone we're gonna have to try to get on before this.
We'll get him
starts
on
again.
Yeah.
Usually he called me a couple weeks.
He's
ago.
got to have full head of hair right now too, because he only gets one haircut a year. He's probably full flow right now.
He had to do tennis.
80s mullet.
He was doing the Nation Bank Cup or whatever it's
right.
called. Him and Jack Michaels.
Yeah, and Bakaskis.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because everyone was doing Olympics.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw him on there. That's right. Good guy. God, he's funny, man.
Time to get to Road Warriors, which is presented by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers, custom manufacturing of heavy haul trailers for oil and gas, equipment, mining, highway transportation, custom engineered solutions, no patch jobs, better than you solutions, trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large load, AccuSteel.ca. No CFL. The Thursday nights are done in the Canadian Football League. There's no Friday night this weekend as well as we get ready for the weekend, and it's all Labor Day. College football, I don't think there's anything going on college football today. At least, there is a couple of things. What? Tonight in college football, we've got 4 games in the top 25. 24, North Carolina State taking on, I don't even know who this is. W Carolina. West Carolina, probably. Number 11, Missouri hosting Murray State. Number 22, Kansas taking on Linwood. And number 12, Utah taking on Southern Utah. That's what you've got tonight.
Southern Utah.
You got Southern Utah. It's going to be a tough battle, I can tell you that. There's a few other games with unranked teams. Any good ones here? Central Michigan taking on Central Connecticut. Can't go wrong with that, can you? Jacksonville State, Coastal Carolina. Illinois taking on East Illinois. It's just it's a cream of the crop is happening this weekend.
Southeast Illinois playing.
We do have the Tour Championship going on right now.
Yeah.
Which got underway. Scotty Scheffler, he's part of the last group going, as they will have the championship awarded this weekend for the best, or the PGA Championship awarded. And then F1 this weekend, they're in Monza.
Don't forget, the Temple of Speed in Monza.
Taylor Pendrith, the only Canadian at the Tour Championship, by the way.
Incarnate Word, are they playing this weekend?
I don't know. That's where Kevin Brown's from.
Yeah, I know. And I saw that when they had the lineup in Montreal. I'm like, he went to Incarnate Word?
The Cardinals, their first game is Saturday, 5 o'clock against North Carolina, I believe it is.
Also, I saw a little headline on my phone. It says that Randy Ambrosie is open to tweaking the Rouge via TSN.
Yeah, but it's not up to him. It's up to the owners.
Well, you got some good, smart new owners in there.
Actually, I was thinking about Belzy, what he was actually, did I have that figured out? Because he said, no, never mind. I'm open to the idea that if it misses and it goes through the end zone, there's no Rouge. But if it's short and the other team has a chance to return it, there's still a Rouge.
Yeah, that requires a little bit more skill.
Why? Because then the point is being awarded for the team. You chose not to bring it out.
Yeah.
So that's your fault, and tries to encourage the kick returns. Also in soccer, they got Real Madrid taking on Las Palmas in La Liga action.
Las Palmas?
Something like that.
Utah Hockey Club. Hearing anything there, Tommy?
With the Utah Hockey Club?
For the name?
Yeah.
Or what?
No. I think they're very content with Utah Hockey Club.
Keep it.
It did meet the owner, that Ryan Smith guy, when I was down in Coeur d'Alene. Nice guy. And then actually in Arizona, when we were at the ice den for the hockey school, all the former Coyotes equipment guys that are going over, and all the players that are now Utah Hockey Club players were still skating at ice den.
Okay.
And they all had their Utah gear. And they gave our crew a bunch of stuff. I didn't get anything. I don't care for it, but people are like, oh my God, the colors are so nice. This uniform's so nice. I'm like, what? This is terrible. All of it sucks. The name sucks. The logo sucks. The colors are the Kootenay Ice jerseys from a couple of years ago. Like, this is not good. And people are like, the brilliant marketing. What? Terrible. It's as boring as Utah. So I suppose it's fitting. But no, haven't heard anything. And
what about Tyson Nash? Is he? Because he was a broadcaster with them.
I saw him. He was down there in Arizona, or was he in Coeur d'Alene? I think he is going with them.
Is he?
I know Matt McConnell is the play-by-play guy.
Wow.
I think Tyson. I can't remember for sure, but that was brought up.
I gotta ask Struddy about this story.
He would know better.
But I heard when he was about to retire, he had a nice little. He carved out a pretty good career for himself.
Yeah, of course.
Had a couple mil in the bank, was ready to shut it down, and his financial advisor took all his money and ran.
No, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it happened a lot more back then, and he just didn't have a pot to urinate in, I guess, and he had a little bit left. He had a couple $100,000, and I guess he went when he retired in Phoenix. He opened up a bunch of workout studios and got back to some place of comfort at least.
He has I believe he has a home in the in that one community.
Oh, does
Gazzola,
he?
Yeah,
yeah.
A lot. There's a lot of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he does because he's been there a few times. I know he's close with the Chases as well. So
yeah.
But it was those hockey guys that really. I think Ray Whitney was heavily involved in getting that going. Mm-hmm. And like Blake Griffin was there when I was
really?
there. Justin Upton. I'm like, what the John Elway? I'm like, geez.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's created this whole thing. And I think real estate wise, I think those guys have made a killing. I really do.
Oh, for sure.
Saw Dougie Waite.
Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, I wondered because Nasher, he's great, man. If you're ever able to get him and Struddy in a room together, oh my God, it's must listen with those two. They're hilarious. And Nasher kind of looks like Tom Cruise a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit
like Tom.
So does Bob Stauffer.
Right.
Eric in the nasty check going, no talk of the Champions League draw. Champions League, it's the draw. It's different this year. They've changed it. I'm so confused with what I'm kind of looking at here. The one things I do notice is, again, Bayern Munich, Barcelona have to meet. And again, PSG and Bayern Munich have to meet. It seems like Bayern always has to play those two. Real Madrid gets Liverpool. It's such a complicated system, I feel like, moving forward. So they also ruined it because of money. Shocking. They used to do like the little bowls and they'd unveil.
I like that.
They got rid of it.
The lottery.
They got rid of it.
Why?
Really?
Because they've added an extra 2 teams. They've changed the way the system's going. It's now you play 10 team matches, but it's really complicated. And now it's an AI computer that does it. Exactly. Even non-soccer people are going, like they had this one thing and they said it was going to take like 4 hours and they need like 36 bowls to do the draw properly. I'm like, yes, give me that.
Yeah.
I want that. I will watch that for 4 hours. But so that's happening right now. Eric does say, I'm watching. It's great. Your boy Ronaldo is pushing the big randomizer button. So there's a randomizer button. That's
lame.
The other part, it's so rigged now. Yeah, sure. There's an AI computer in quotes.
Yeah.
It's completely going to be rigged now with soccer. And Eric, don't call Ronaldo my boy.
I got to watch that. Lieutenant Eric talked about that FIFA documentary. You watched that?
Yes.
It is
the
very
good.
good.
Series about corruption.
And you're just like,
amazing.
oh my God.
Is it? Have you watched it all?
Yeah, I watched
gotta
the whole
watch
thing.
They
And
talk
I'm
to
like,
Sepp Blatter.
Oh, really?
and like, it doesn't really cover anything up well. He's just like, oh, we did this. The guy I took over for was even more corrupt than I was.
Great.
It is awful, and at the same time, you're just like, wow, you guys aren't even hiding it, and you're busted, and all this. This is awful. But soccer is soccer, and it's not going anywhere, obviously. The other thing, too, with this randomizer, with the AI and your boy Ronaldo hitting...
He's not my boy!
randomizer button. Whenever they did the draw, whether it was a World Cup or like Champions League, and they had like the big theater and everyone was dressed up really nice, and they'd get like a beautiful European woman to like unscrew the thing and pull out the team, reveal the team. I always was like, oh, Europe. That's like James Bond stuff. That does happen in real life because, look, they're doing it in soccer, and this randomizer thing completely kills it. So.
I've got to go see this and press the button. I would love... I remember we did 2 guys where we said commissioner for the day, and you said one every 4 years or something. He'd love to see 1 through 16 in the playoffs. Where just all the teams, we just go 1 through 16. That's funny, though, because when I broke it down last year, it was still Boston versus Tampa, or Toronto in the first round. Once every 4 years or something, if I was commissioner, I would love the Champions League type draw where everyone goes in a pot and you draw your division.
That would
be
you
great.
break it down, and the Oilers could be drawn to a division with Carolina, Utah, and Chicago, and that's your division for the year or something. Like, I would absolutely love that if we could have that. And I'll tell you, everyone would love to sit down and watch as. You know, Ron McLean is there hosting a show where they're opening up these little pucks through a bowl. Here's pucks. Edmonton. You're in pot B or Group B.
They'll do something stupid. Someone will be taking slap shots into a net and they'll grab the puck out and grab it.
Gross.
Right? AI. It's terrible.
Done.
Although I do enjoy. I don't know. On TikTok, I've got these AI generated mythical pictures of, like, it'll show like He-Man and stuff, what AIs thinks they're going to look like and stuff, and Lord of the Rings, it makes them look all different. It's pretty good.
Oh, look at this. Like, there's the button he passed the push.
He just pushed the button.
It's just on the table. He pushes a button.
No, I want
they draw. I don't know what they're drawing. I guess they draw the team that they'd have to do, and then it gets randomized.
Give me the people in the tuxedos and
They still got all that.
Elegant European woman.
They're just now. It's a. Oh, he pushed the button.
There he is.
I just look at this. Look at how cool this is.
Look at your boy.
Not my boy.
But the theater with the huge screen and everyone's dressed.
Oh, look at that button
push.
What a push of that button.
Like, I want to see a hot girl.
Jeez. And then a bunch of people saying Sue and the nasty, or not. I was going to call their YouTube chat the nasty chat. I just now look at YouTube chats and I think nasty
They're
chat.
all nasty chats.
Our chat's better than theirs.
Gager Bones has another one for you. He says, another one for Gager. The K4 Financial Business in Sports Report. Stock prices, sports business news.
Good idea. Yeah, we can. Well, I'm thinking of a Financial Friday kind of thing where we'll talk about current things. I was actually I get the the newsletters and stuff, and it actually says like CPP and OIS are sustainable for at least the next 75 years. So good for
Business
people.
of sport.
The CPP is?
Yep.
I want to leave it then. Sorry.
Yeah, you're a moron.
I gotta leave that. I don't want to get into those conversations, but actually, there was a poll that said like 70% of Albertans are in favor of sticking in the CPP.
You have to. You're crazy if you don't.
It's a wild button. Soccer. I hate soccer. As much as I love soccer, I hate soccer. Same with college football and all these. I hate the business of so much sports, but I love sports too much.
Sports are great, man. If who's that rugby sevens girl, Iona Meyer or whatever? She's like just her posting on Instagram and stuff. She's created one of the biggest sports careers ever. She's on like SI Sports Illustrated bikini models now.
Really?
Yeah.
And SI is basically now just a website.
Is it?
Website done by AI.
No.
A large part of their articles are written
Really?
by AI. Yeah. It's such a somebody just bought it and I think they're trying to get it back and going a little bit, but there's a lot of articles on their website that's just AI.
No.
And it's just like that was sports journalism in a sense. Like you got that article once a week or that newspaper once a week, magazine. It was awesome.
Yep.
Like it was Tom Verducci, the top writers.
I loved
Rick Riley was at the very back. He got the back page. Like it was the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just slowly has whittled away. The front, you want it to be the cover of SI. All of that.
The classic covers and the photographers and just it was
March Madness. They would always have. For the longest time, it was all 64 teams represented. I think now, do they do two covers or do they represent both? They do all like 100, whatever it'd be 28 for men and women.
Jeez.
Type thing, but it's a lot of it's written by AI. I hate it. I'm going to fight mostly against AI.
AI is good in certain places.
The problem is that other people are going to use it as a way to take over.
Oh, I know.
And
it's like that one guy wrote like 10 children's books, right? And stuff
with
like that.
AI?
Yeah.
Oh.
Before he got caught.
Wow.
But I told you how that teacher bus kids using it or whatever.
How did they?
So they'll get an assignment, right? She'll obviously email it to all the kids, and then in a certain point she'll like put in another word in there, but keep it so you can't see it. And so if they copy and paste it, the kids can't see the word in there. But if it's incorporated or something or a sentence,
AI will see it.
AI will see it and then write the thing, and then
There are AI checkers out there where you could copy and paste something, put it in, and it'll tell you % of what likelihood it was
but
done.
They're not great. They're not. Sometimes even some people that have done things, it says, "Oh, that's 98% AI," which it's not.
Well, and also kids though, they're very smart. A lot will go use AI, do it, and then just rewrite parts of it.
What you should do is just write it and ask AI to rewrite it for you, and then you look, okay, change it up a little.
My Samsung, with the updated software I got on it, if I'm writing a text to you, there's an AI where I can get it to just correct certain things, or like, I'm just going to text something in a chat here because it gives you like options. These are the best days of my life.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. If I could do writing style. So I can have AI look at it and go professional. These are the most productive and enjoyable days of my professional career. Casual. These are the best days of my life, man.
Way to go, AI.
There's social. These are the best days of my life with a sun emoji, a celebration emoji, hashtag blast, hashtag living my best life.
There's the Lewis Hamilton filter.
Hashtag smuggling grapes.
There's the polite, these are the most wonderful days of my life. And then there's the emoji-fi one, which is these are the best days of my life with a couple of emojis added to it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's now I could text with AI where it improves whatever I'm trying to text.
That sucks.
That's something else. Yeah, I've asked to rewrite it like how Trump would say it. It's great.
Oh, yeah?
It's hilarious.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
This is the
This is
EST
a lot of
Hangout.
fake
It's
words. It's the biggest ever.
Actually, you can even do it with pictures where on my phone I could delete or like circle something and ask AI to like remove it and fill it in.
Yeah.
It's great, but also awful at the same time. The other stuff that could come from it.
Wouldn't writing like Trump or putting it in to make it sound like Trump just be like articulating at a third grade level?
Basically, I think,
yeah. Brilliant.
Trump.
Because who was it? Joe Rogan had a thing where it was AI Rogan.
Yeah.
And it did a video, or it did an interview with him and Trump, and it answered each other. It was hilarious to hear, because they were just basically just telling each other how great they both were. it was so funny. Oh, Joe, that is one of the greatest questions that I've ever heard.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
That's good. Good stuff.
And awful at the same time. And scary.
Yeah.
It is terrifying. When is Skynet coming in?
Oh God! It's funny how the algorithms on your phone change. Somehow, mine have changed to women playing Call of Duty.
Yep.
And men are awful. We're awful people. And they're posting it, and she's slaying these guys. Like, she's killing and they're just get back in the kitchen. But it's hilarious because she beats them all or whatever in the Royal Rumble kind of thing or whatever.
Battle Royale.
And they are losing it. And they're cheat or whatever, hacking and stuff. But that's my current kick, is watching these women just kill all these guys that think they're
so good at Call of Duty.
Spetsnaz.
I asked ChatGPT, how would Trump say these are the best days of my life? Just sticking with that one.
Let's go.
Let me tell you, these are without a doubt the greatest days of my life. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Everyone's talking about it. Tremendous days. Just incredible.
Yeah, that's what it did. It was hilarious.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, that is perfect.
No one's ever seen any days like this before.
It doesn't matter.
Nobody, yeah.
Coming up next here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, as well as on YouTube. It is The Lock Shop. Myself and Huss will get you set for Week 13, which is Labor Day weekend in the Canadian Football League. Couple of lines I was looking at are a little weird to me, but that's coming up at 11, and then at noon, 2 guys and a goalie, the two of you, Matt Cassian.
Yeah.
And then it's the bunting golf tournament today. You're going to go play in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go hand out some birdie booze at it.
Perfect.
To keep you guys a little bit lubricated and all that. But that's all to come here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And thanks to everyone for subscribing on YouTube. I didn't mention it earlier, but we passed that 10,000 mark in 1 year of EST. So very thankful and grateful to you for supporting us on this journey of Edmonton Sports Talk. On behalf of Tommy, Gager, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout on this Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your day. And like I said, Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt, Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today